Good morning, dear students. Today, in this video tutorial, we are going to learn how to create our 3 cameras in order to make 3 different renders from 3 different angles from our project Reconstructing Roman Wonders. The first thing that I'm going to ask you to do is to have the possibility to see the 4 viewports open in the basic interface of 3ds Max. Remember that the shortcut for that is Alt-W. Then, the second thing that I'm going to ask you to do is to change the visualization of each viewport just by clicking on the word where we can see the different types of visualization and changing from edge faces to wireframe override. The 4 viewports must look like this: wireframe. The third thing that you have to do in this process is to center your model in each viewport. You can do it manually by holding the scroll button from your mouse and dragging with the hand tool your model to the center, or by hitting the letter Z to center everything viewport by viewport. Finally, the other thing that I'm going to ask you to do is to go to the command panel and look for the camera's icon. Once you get there, click and select the type of camera that we need for this step, that is the target one. After that, I'm going to ask you to go to your top viewport, click and hold your mouse and drag it to make the first camera. To finish making cameras, I want you to please hit escape from your keyboard, and we will be ready to start controlling the camera and seeing how to use its settings. Right now, click on the perspective viewport, and if you want to turn the camera on, or you want to see what the camera is pointing at in this moment, hit the letter C of camera. As you can see in my camera, in my perspective viewport, the name of the viewport changed by camera 001 because I already created one camera and turned it on. This moment I'm not showing almost anything, or just like the bottom part of my model, and that's because if you check in another viewport, we can see that the camera is below the 3D model. So in one of those viewports, such as the left or the front, my recommendation is to click on the camera, and with the move tool, that is the letter W on the keyboard, move the camera up. Automatically in the camera's viewport, you are going to see how the 3D model shows up. However, our camera, since it is a target camera, has also another thing that we can move that is called the target. It's what the camera is pointing at. You click that on another viewport and you can move it up to or right or left. To finish looking for the best angle and distance of my camera to the 3D model, what we have to do is basically to go to the modify panel. In the modify panel, by clicking on the camera, we are going to see the following options. Let me zoom in for you to see what I mean. We're going to find the parameters of the camera, and we're going to see one section called stock lenses. We have from 15 millimeters to 200 millimeters lenses for the camera. Each time you click on one of those, you are going to see how the object moves farther or closer to the camera. So I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna click on my camera and I'm going to test one by one. This is the 15 millimeters camera stock lens. This is the 20 millimeters, 24, 28, 35, 50, 85, 135, and 200. For a better visualization, I would recommend you that in the camera's viewport, change wireframe by default shading, edge faces. Now the problem that I can see in this example is basically that the camera is too close to my 3D model. So in one of the viewports, what I would do is just to move it and put it in the angle that I want, as well as the target, until I find the best angle. This was the process for you to create the camera. Now it's your turn to make 3 from 3 different angles and choose the best angle. Don't forget the recommendations that I gave you in the first activity of the class. Thank you so much. That's all for today.